It's just a cough.
Yeah, right. And the Earth is flat.
Treat your cough seriously with Robitussin CF Max. Nothing lasts longer and treats more symptoms for your cough, cold, and flu. Robitussin, because it's never just a cough.
Flat Earth expert Mark Sargent thinks the moon landing was a hoax.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Right, but betting with Sportsbet's new iPhone app?
I could do this standing on my head.
Thanks, Gravity. Sportsbet's new iPhone app. It's foolproof.
It's good to see you. I must go. I know I look good.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat!
You must unite what has been set asunder.
We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday, October 22nd, and it is the first Tuesday after Flatoberfest, and Mark Sargent is still not here because he's flying home. He's flying home, and so
he's goofing off.
Hopefully he'll get to call in and say hi to us later, but for now, it's just me and Zulu and Brian Burton.
Yeah.
Hello?
Is that my name? Yes. Hi!
Is Zulu here?
I'm here. Hello. Hello, Mama. Hey, Brian.
Hi. How are you doing, Zulu?
I'm okay. Oh my God, I was so tired. Holy crap. When I got home, I was beat. I'm still a mess today. And I even got up late. I worked on my truck a little bit. I was shocked. Had a lot of fun. Oh my God. I can't party like that anymore. I'm too old. Holy cow. It was good.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Flatoberfest was a huge success, and it went over really well. I think we had about 200 people there. What would you say?
Yeah, definitely. Because I was thinking about that. The rows were like 20, 30 people. They were full about 80%, 10 rows deep, and then about half of that. So there was easily 200 people.
Yeah, I think so.
It was good. And everybody I met was cool. Even Flat Out Faith.
Yeah, Flat Out Faith showed up. He was there with his wife, right?
His wife was so cool. He was cool. Everybody was cool. Everybody was cool.
Yes, it was great. It was a long day though. I think maybe in the future I will not try to cram so much stuff into one day.
See if you could do 2 days.
Um, yeah, maybe, or just do things a little bit differently. I think I might put the bands at the beginning, um, as opposed to in the middle and at the end next time. So I don't know if everybody caught the live stream that was on my channel. I live streamed the whole thing. I don't know. I still haven't really gone back to look at it to see how the sound was and everything. I think it was okay.
No, I didn't get to see your stream. I want to watch it.
Yeah. We don't have, it's just us tonight. I don't know. I'd like to hear from people who went. Tell me what you thought about the event. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Any suggestions for the next year? I'd like to hear as well. Whenever we open phone lines. Well,
So
what did you watch?
Do one next year?
I would like
Are you
to.
gonna do
Yeah,
one next year?
I would like to. I mean, it went so well that I think possibly we can do another one. I mean, you know what's interesting is that
Got to. No choice.
what?
Yeah,
What?
I
Gotta
think
do
you
it.
should.
Start planning. You already said you want to. So everybody's waiting for it now. You got to start planning it.
No. Well, one thing that Mark pointed out when I was driving him to the airport today is that Flatoberfest ended up being probably the second largest event for Flat Earth. He said there was more people there than at a lot of the conferences that he's gone to. I mean, not FEIC 2019. The Flat Earth International Conference is a really big conference. Obviously, it's not bigger than that, but
Right.
there was more people there than there were at in Amsterdam, and according to Mark, there was more people there than were in the UK at the UK conference, and more than were at the Edmonton conference. So, I think to me tells me it was a pretty good event. It was a success. Bleh, I can't talk. It was a success.
Yeah.
I know. You have to excuse me. I had like an allergy attack earlier today too, and it's messing with me.
Oh, great.
That's what happened. That you go get that when you're hanging around with Mark.
Yeah.
Nice. I was outside in the rain working on my truck. That was fun.
Did you watch the live stream at all, Brian, from my channel?
I did not.
Well, that's really lame.
I did not.
Right?
You suck.
Yeah, well, I've had other projects been going on, unfortunately, which is why I couldn't go there at all. But I did hear it was quite the venue, and I missed out.
Yeah, it was a
love
good
that.
venue. It was a good venue. The sound was great. We actually had a sort of technical issue in the beginning that we thought maybe that the presentations weren't going to work the way that we thought because we had a audio video issue, but Bob thankfully Bob was there. Bob totally saved the day, figured out a workaround, and then it was like nothing ever went wrong. It was like nothing was wrong. Everything went off without a hitch. I mean, the presentations went well. Everybody was able to use their PowerPoints the way they were supposed to. So, I mean, it went very well, not by just me, obviously, but everybody's work that they put in together made it an awesome
Jack,
event. Yeah. Jack helped a lot. And
shirts
Bob.
are cool.
And you like the shirts? We ran out of shirts. So I know that a lot of
shirts.
Yeah, we sold out of shirts.
That's a good sign.
If you went to the event and you didn't get a shirt and you want to get a shirt, you can email flatoberfest@gmail.com. I think that that's what Jack has set up. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that flatoberfest.com is an email address that or flatoberfest@gmail.com is an email address you can use to try to get in touch with Jack, and then we can take orders for people who want shirts who did not get one from before.
Yeah, that's a good
I saw
idea.
something interesting in the news today, though, by the way, just to get your blood going for Karen. I'll get her blood. I sent you a picture.
A picture of what?
Karen, in your Skype. So this is the latest release. And Zulu, if you want to put that link in your chat, you can. So I guess the proper pronoun for this is that the female spacewalkers were out there in the ISS, and one of them took an 11-minute time lapse of the stars from the ISS, which is a really cool looking picture.
Okay. Whatever you sent me is not working. It's not.
Of course, it's not.
It's not.
You know
happy.
why? Because all your computers are just malfunctioning. I'm going to put the link in here. So anyway, discuss this picture real quick. I think this picture was just released today. The picture it's a time lapse of supposedly the ISS floating across the Earth with the star trails. Now, Karen, if you can get to that link real quick. Before I explain anything, I want Karen's reaction. Let's see how fast we get her blood to boil. I think
Is
it'll
this
go pretty
supposed to be real?
Right
This
away.
is supposed to be real? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's Newsweek from NASA. Of course it's real. Would NASA lie?
From
Anyways,
the
yes.
ISS.
Yes.
And this is what
So
they
here's
think a time lapse would look like from an object moving 17,000 miles per hour in space above the Earth. This is what they think it would look like? Really? This is it?
Yeah, really. This is it.
This is the lamest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's not as lame as the Israel thing to the moon, I don't think. But yeah, it looks to me like a photo, like they put the star trails that you see from when someone's in the northern hemisphere and put it on top of another image. I put the link in your chat, Zulu, for some of the people out there.
Yeah, I did too.
Is it ridiculous? Yeah.
This is not how cameras work. This is not how time lapse work. This is not how exposure works on it. This is not even remotely close to being possible or true or real in any way, shape, or form.
This is from Newsweek. How could it not be true? Come on.
How could it not be true?
Told you I'd get her blood going.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they put this out and they tell people that it's real and people believe it. Like
people
I can't
buy
even-
it. That's the worst part.
Well, here's the funny thing. I actually caught this from y'all's favorite news source, Fox first. I saw this picture first. And I was like, what the hell?
Fox and Friends.
And then Newsweek has it. No. This was actually taken to release today, a couple hours ago or something. So it's yeah, it's pretty good. I'm trying to figure out, because I had always been told from the great NASA people in science that the star trails spin because of the Earth spinning. That's what they always told me. But according to this picture, the ISS isn't on the Earth, so why are they spinning that way? I'm lost. How about you?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Because you can see the picture of the Earth, the lights on the Earth are going one direction, and then you're supposed to say, you're going to tell us that you're having normal star trails from the surface of the Earth. It doesn't make any sense.
You do camera. According to this picture, this would make me think that the ISS itself was spinning. But it doesn't. What I mean, from the star trails, wouldn't that make you think that the ISS itself is spinning in a
that
circle?
the ISS is spinning one way, and then it's also going around the Earth another way.
Right.
Yeah.
But even that
But if it was
make
spinning
this
like that,
picture-
they wouldn't. Yeah, because if they were spinning like that, you've always seen those photos where they're going across the surface of the Earth, where you can watch it 24 hours live. That means that camera would look up occasionally. It wouldn't always be pointing down. So that's why I'm saying this is a big contradiction to me. I would love someone to give me, quote, the explanation for this, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Did
And
you
I really
tell her
can't
what the
believe they put
orange
it out.
dots are? Tell them what the orange
Oh, I'm
dots
sorry. Let me clarify. So the big white bright lights, that's lightning. The yellow, the pale white and the pale yellow is supposedly cities. And this is actually taken over Africa. And the orange one is a fire. There's a big fire near the Congo, evidently. According to this article.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
are.
It's ridiculous. Like, how why would anybody anybody who's out there who's a photographer? I asked Crow this question actually when I talked to him. I said, how come people who are, I said, one thing that when I first got into this and I realized everything was a lie, blah blah blah, I got my camera out and I started taking pictures and I started looking at the sky, taking pictures of celestial objects. And when I did that and I realized how long it takes to take pictures like that, where you have to do long exposure at night and your camera has to be sitting very still and you have to have certain settings or else your picture just looks like a big light scribble of nothing. Okay. So there's certain things you have to do to take long exposure pictures. Any picture that's taken from space does not follow those rules. Like, it just doesn't match. There's, things going in different directions, and you're supposed to be on some object that's flying 17,000 miles per hour through space, doing long exposure, and then they expect you to believe that they have these perfect little images of the Earth turning one way and the stars turning into. It is so not realistic. That any photographer, why do you guys buy this crap? Why do you not look at these pictures and say it is absolute bullshit? It's absolute ridiculousness. And I asked Crow that.
Their brain won't let them. Their brain won't let them.
He just said because they're just accepting the reality that they've been presented with. They're just believe it just because they think they're supposed to, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Why anybody would think this is real? How do they not put this picture out and just debunk themselves to the masses? I don't get it.
Right.
I don't know. I do think they're getting worse and worse with their pictures, which I don't understand. You think they'd get better and better as technology moved along and as they got more money. But it seems to me that it's just getting worse and worse.
They don't even try. This just goes to show you that they don't even have to try. They don't have to try. People just believe it. They're just ready to eat any sort of BS that you put out in front of them because it's just easier than having to think about anything, to having to think for yourself or think about, the fact that maybe somebody's not telling the truth about something. It's just easier to believe it.
Probably, yeah. Here's an interesting thing. I'm not going to give you the article, but I was reading another article today. They've come up with the reason why we have not found alien space probes.
Why we
not
haven't.
Joking. Why we have not found the alien space probes. They're probably too small for us to pick up. They actually wrote a freaking article about that. I'm serious.
Oh my God.
And how small? I thought they could pick up tiny little meteorites and tell us every little object that's in the sky. We can't find those.
They can't do that because if they could do that, they wouldn't keep announcing, "Oh no, we've just found another asteroid heading our way." Right?
Yeah. Every day. It seems like every day last week there was a new freaking asteroid going to hit the planet.
Every day they got. New York Post. Space scientists may have missed alien probes because they are just too small. This is a New York Post article from yesterday.
That just makes me laugh.
Missed alien probes because they're too small.
Yes.
Not because they don't exist.
Right.
I see.
I mean, because I guess it gives them the reason. It's like, well, how come we haven't found any aliens? Well, they're probably too small. Why haven't we made contact? Well, they're probably using sprint not AT&T. NASA's on AT&T, so they can't, connect calls. I don't know. It's
Didn't
utterly
we say
ridiculous.
that about viruses? Oh, we can't see them. They don't exist.
I don't know.
I'm
Do they
pretty
say?
sure viruses.
Way back then. I know. I'm just saying way back.
I know there's the thing with germs that nobody's ever actually seen a germ.
Maybe that was
Well,
it.
I mean, I've also never seen an oxygen molecule either, but still, hey.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
haven't we all
can't.
seen an atom? Didn't they
Let's
show
do
us?
clarify. Oh, shut up about that picture. I don't want to get into that picture again. That pissed me off. That even pissed me off. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Wait,
I
what
mean,
picture?
They
Yeah,
talk,
the fucking.
what?
I'm sorry. There's
It
a
was months
picture
ago.
of an atom.
Oh.
And it's so terrible because
But
they have.
You can see the electrodes next to
Yeah,
it.
you could see the wiring going to it with the insulation around it and the little screw. And it's like, those aren't the size of an atom. How could it be right next to it? And you're telling me that's the atom. Oh, it's terrible. Horrendous picture. Sorry. That one gets me going too.
Okay.
Yes, they have. Well, I think the point
I'll
is I think NASA's under NASA mainstream. I'm going to call it the mainstream science is under pressure to keep putting out content to keep getting budget. Is my belief. Because I mean, they're just constantly coming out with more crap. They announced today that they will be landing people on Mars by 2035.
By 2035, right. Yeah, right.
2035. I thought it was, before the end of the 20s. And then it was before that. I mean, I remember when they said it was 2000, we were going to be there. Whatever. Kick the can, keep getting the money. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. No, but I mean, when they released this photograph of this, because this is space. Well, not space. No, correct me. I'm wrong because I listened to the show last week. I'm sorry. The ISS is not in space because it's in our atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Because I heard that last week because they launched some satellite 100 miles above the ISS in the upper atmosphere. See, they just keep contradicting themselves left and right. It's almost like they're just pushing articles out and no one. They fired their editor. The dog agrees with me. See.
Don't encourage him.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Okay, so what else? What else happened? Anything else happened this week in news? I see that the spacesuit gloves were contaminated during the spacewalk, but they say it's just space grease. Don't worry, it's just space grease.
wait. I didn't hear this. Wait. They were contaminated.
Space grease.
Yeah, spacesuit gloves contaminated during Friday's historic spacewalk, but it's probably just space grease. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's just space grease.
What is space grease? What the hell is space grease?
Where does that
Is
come?
that like John Travolta? I know. No, it's. Remember at the end of Grease when John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John was going up in the car? They went all the way to space. That's what it is. Okay, I got you.
I don't know what the hell it was.
I mean, seriously, what is it? I mean, everything up there by the ISS is only made by the ISS, isn't it? I mean, do we have grease falling on the Earth now? Is there some 1976 Pinto spaceship up there the aliens are using that is too small for us to pick up and it's got an oil leak? What the hell are you talking about space grease?
I don't know. They say it could have been space grease from the Canadarm. I don't know. All their stories are a bunch of crap. All of it is just ridiculous. They just make up silly stuff it's like filler. It's like they just have to put some story that has space in it just to keep space in the forefront of people's minds, like just to keep it there in the, or alive in the subconscious somehow that there's really people in space on the ISS doing spacewalks. It's so ridiculous.
Yes. It is. I mean, no, I remember it was a year ago when they announced they were going to do a test to see if the the glue dentists use to glue a tooth in works in space. I'm like, really? You spend all our money on that, supposedly?
Yeah, they say they spend money to test how things work in space. Meanwhile, I saw something where they tested something for osteoporosis, like old people, like treating, like, what are you going to do? Ship out like the old person's bed, their hospital bed, out to space so you can treat them for osteoporosis in space, like some new high-tech space treatment. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Would a hover round work in space? Would a hover round work in space? Oh.
I think it will. Isn't that how the Hubble Space Telescope turns itself with the space wheel? So why wouldn't a wheelchair work or a hover round?
Their gyros?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm thinking it would.
Who the hell knows? Hey, you know what? We'll open the phones up after this break. Going on in 2 minutes. I'll go and put the number out. If you want to call in to discuss, maybe you know what space grease is. I don't know. But 213-233-3998. Or if you happen to be listening and you're over in England and you can't sleep, 44203-393-2871. So we're going to open those after our first break. So we can discuss space grease, spinning star trails above the Earth. That's always a good one.
Yeah, because that works.
Well, we got the pictures. A picture says 1,000 words, and the words I've gotten a couple of words down. Some of the words are bullshit, crap. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah. And there's more words evidently. 1,000 of them. So that's the words I got from that picture.
Yeah, that's definitely some of the words.
And then we definitely want to hear those people that went to your Flattoberfest. We want to hear all about that.
Yeah, call in.
Yeah, I heard some people calling in to Paul's. Hello.
To Paul?
Yeah, to Paul's show
here.
About Flattoberfest.
Flow.
Good.
Yeah, it was.
Make
a lot of
sure
said they had a good time, so I would like to hear that as well. I like to hear from people that went.
Want to make sure Karen does it again next year.
Yeah.
We gotta.
Maybe something. No, I guess the same place because that place was awesome. I mean, it really to do it in a hotel or something might be.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
You do it in a hotel. Where else are you going to do it? In the back seat? I mean, you're not a teenager. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about the
No, there were some cool trucks there we could use.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's like double mark tonight. But we're more.
I know who's not invited next year.
Mark?
No, Mark can go. Mark is Mark was very.
Schedules his play. Oh, there's the music.
All right.
Back in 3 minutes. Taking calls. Talk to Karen B. Get her to say blah blah blah.
All right. And no talk to your commercials. Right?
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4, and that was Steppin' Out by Joe Jackson from the album Night and Day. I believe I got that right.
Yes, you did.
I'm still never sure if I do it right or not. And it's the second part, so we want to open the phone lines. Did we want to open the phone lines? If you want to open the phone lines and talk, ask questions, if you were at Flattoberfest and you want to talk about it, I'd really appreciate to hear from you. 213-233-3998 is the number. Brian is in charge of the call board, so he'll have to say when there's calls on the line if there are
blame
any.
me. Oh, no.
And if you get him angry, he'll hang up on you.
Yes, because I always hang up on people, don't I?
Maybe we
before
might
we
hear
go,
from Mark. We might.
I want to make a request. Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe.
He should be flying, right?
Yeah, I don't remember
We
what
have to
time
show.
he was landing.
He should be landing.
No. Yeah. Before we take the calls, I have a request. I want everybody to message David Weiss, and I think that we should put the Joe Jackson song. He should put that in his Flat Earth app, his Sun and Moon app.
Why?
Wouldn't that be cool to just play the music on his app? He's got no music on his app. That's why.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a nice featured video. It's not curvature, but what a little, or maybe the Flat Earth songs.
I would think he would
seriously.
play a Flat Earth song, if anything.
Well, he could. That'd be great. I'm just saying we should have music on the app. You could be listening to it while you're driving, watching the sun and moon, and listening to some Flat Earth Man or something. Hey, just a suggestion. My gosh.
If you're driving, you should definitely not be watching the app. I'm just going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. I watch all my YouTube videos while I do my hour-long drives to and from work. I'm going to admit it. I sure do.
You
sure do.
You need a Tesla that drives itself, and then you could do all the YouTubing you want.
Yeah. But you know what? What am I going to hit? I'm going to either hit a cow, a deer, a chicken, or go in the ditch. It's okay. It's not a
fence
tractor.
post.
I guess I could hit it. Yeah. So,
right.
It's all right. Why don't we go ahead and go up to our friends in the north and let's take a Canadian. Let's do that.
A Canadian.
Canada, you're on the air. Yeah, Canadian. You there?
Yes, I'm there.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, good evening. I'm not from Canada. I'm from Quebec. I told you already.
Yeah.
I recognize you. What's going on?
Especially with last night's election. I mean, I think it's clear that Quebec is out of the picture. So, I'm a bit confused that you're taking my call first. I wasn't at Flatoberfest.
Yeah, that's because Brian didn't know.
It's
okay.
It doesn't say it on
That's
the
not a
site.
requirement.
I am taking. Hold on.
It's not a requirement
I take the
to call
calls
it.
in order. I'm a true American. First come, first serve.
Oh, okay.
There you go. What's on
Well, I'll pass tonight. I'll pass tonight. I'll just love to listen to you guys. So I'm kind of mellow. So
okay.
I'll be listening.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, have
Awesome.
a good night.
Okay, you too.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
I'm mellow too. That's me.
I love his accent.
I just think he doesn't want to talk to us because Mark's not here. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't
I'm
think
just-
that's it because he didn't have to call at all. He's
Yeah, I was gonna
honestly
say, he
wants
wouldn't
to
have
just
called.
listen.
My gosh. You're so wound up from your
Don't be so negative.
All right, let's go to 570. You tell that to me, really?
Really?
All right, 570. You're on the air with Karen. You there?
Hello.
We're just. Oh, it could be
I actually was a listener, guys.
there.
I'm not mellow.
You're not mellow? Hey.
Hello. But I was just a listener.
Okay.
I didn't go to any festivals.
Okay. Well, do you have something to talk about?
I always got something to talk about. I'm actually a little bit discouraged lately with not necessarily your broadcast, but a lot of what I've been hearing on maybe alternative radio. I've been hearing a lot of, talk, and I haven't been learning as much as I used to being able to listen. I feel like everybody's been gotten a little complacent and just having fun with each other, which is nice to hear, but I miss learning a lot and having maybe specific subjects talked about in detail. I'm not trying to be critical, but that's what's been on my head listening a lot lately. Not necessarily to you guys, but just in general. Like, you know, something I didn't get expanded on. I'd love to hear if you guys have any thing to say about, what is it, Neptune or Uranus that was found because of math, allegedly. Math that's, to me, like fuzzy math that I don't really even know about to believe in.
That's how they were found?
Yep.
Yeah, no, are you talking about, quote, Planet X that they said they found because of the math of the gravitational, and it must be something else out there, and it could be a black hole, not a planet? You talking about that one? Because they can supposedly see Neptune and Uranus.
That sounds like the story I heard for Neptune or Uranus. Yeah. So I'm just curious if any of you guys have a take on that, because the way it sounds like to me, it could almost lend credence to space and that, because if they're able to find something that we couldn't find or see on our own, and they're able to use that math that I think a lot of times is lying, and actually get something credible from it, you know, that lends credence to it. And I'm just curious about that.
Well, okay, so I did read an article last couple of days actually on that subject, and it wasn't Neptune or Uranus. I mean, I think that was discovered way back when with, quote, telescopes, supposedly. But I did read an article that they're confirming whatever you want to call it, the 9th planet, the 10th planet, Nibiru, or whatever you want, that we can't see, they can't see, but they said according to their math, with the way things loop in comets and asteroids, blah, 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 said to the blah, 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 Karen, that their math says there is an object past Pluto that might not even be a giant planet, but could be a black hole. That's what their math is telling them. This was like a week ago or so I read this article. And the only problem I have when they talk about that is to remember the reason why they created dark matter was because according to their math, there wasn't enough mass in the universe to make the math work. So they created a mass of dark matter, which we can't see, hear, feel, or detect yet, but it must be there to make their math work. And that's about as technical as I'm going to get tonight.
Yeah, that sounds like sorcery to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what I call this the Star Trek syndrome, right? Seriously. So anybody who used to watch Star Trek, they had all their science down of how everything works until it came to like they had to create something. So like to go to warp, they had their math down, if they had the power, and they created, quote, the lithium crystals in Star Trek. And that's how all the math works. Well, they're actually doing it in real life, if you ask me. We have all the math that works for everything, for gravity and how things spin around, but we have to create dark matter, and now it actually works. And none of us are going to find dark matter, so you have to take their word for it, like spinning star trails in the ISS. They're theories. They want to pass them as facts, and they're just something they thought of, honestly. Still there?
Right.
Hello.
I'm still there. I'm just listening. Yeah, I'm just really listening. Because then, you know, I guess it would maybe be better if we could look more closely into that. Because when you're talking about what you're saying, mentioning their math or how they calculate, a lot of times, like you said, when you really break it down and you listen to what they're trying to have as part of the formula, there's something then that has to be fudged, like you say, either by dark matter or something doesn't quite add up. And now whether it's because it's the wrong model or they're just not accounting for another reality that maybe we're not accounting for either, another aspect of what's really going on out there. So
right. They're not theirs.
Well, they don't know. They don't know what's going on up in the sky. Nothing up in the sky can be independently verified. All anybody can ever do with anything in the sky is observe it. That's all they can do. So if they look up in the sky and they see some stuff that doesn't make sense, well, then all they have to do is make up some weird fantasy story or come up with some weird math to explain what it is or what it could be, and nobody's going to bother to debunk it or try to prove it right or wrong because you can't. You can't. All you can do is observe it. This is why we always say that the lights in the sky don't define the shape of the earth, because none of these things are independently verifiable. This is why, more people choose to just deal with what we can see and observe here on Earth, like repeatable observations of us seeing too far, direct measurements of the Earth's surface. I mean, this is why we stick to that stuff. Because, they try to tell us that the globe model can predict eclipses and everything, but the globe model doesn't predict anything. It doesn't predict squat. The only reason that they know when these eclipses are going to happen is because they study, it's based on observations. It's an ephemeris. It's based on an ephemeris that was made up of decades and decades, hundreds of years of observations, and seeing that the lights in the sky do repeatable patterns. They always repeat the pattern. Whatever eclipse, like this eclipse that happened in 2017, that same eclipse that lasts for the same duration is going to happen again in however many years that the cycle is. And that's all there is to it. It's just a repeatable pattern. So they want to say, oh, well, we can predict these things with the globe model. Well, no, you can't. You just observed it long enough to see that there's a pattern. And all you're saying is that the pattern is going to continue to happen like it has been for hundreds and hundreds of years. That's it. That's all it is.
Because it's still all locked into the firmament, perhaps. No.
Well, yeah. Just because it's a big sky clock. Everything. That's why they say, oh, well, we measured parallax of this one star and blah blah blah. And then you dig a little deeper and you go, okay, well, you say you measured parallax, and that proves that the Earth is a ball in space. But then, if you look into it deeper, that star will eventually return to its original position. Right. So, and if it's the model that they say it is, where the Earth is turning around the sun and the sun is turning around the Milky Way and the Milky Way is turning around the Great Attractor and so on and so forth and blah blah blah. Okay, then the Earth would never ever ever go back to its original position, and the star should never return to its original position. It should keep moving. It should move from one position and never ever go back. But that's not what happens. It always goes back. They always go back to the original position. That's the end of the story. That's it.
One last comment. So if you think about their math, I mean, you've seen the math equations on TV and everything else. They got all the A's and the B's and the triangles and all that stuff, right? You have to remember, there's a lot of those letters they use are for their variables. So basically they're saying, if we have this, well, for example, they can tell you the exact size of the moon judging from the distance of the sun to the Earth and the light that hits it. But they can tell you the distance of the sun from the same reason from the moon to the Earth, but they'd have no way to actually measure it. So it's a circular mathematical argument, and everything's dependent on the original variable.
Which is an assumption.
Right. It is an assumption. And if you listen closely, they'll always say, yes, gravity works this way, if the mass is, okay, there you go. The if is the key word you need to listen to when they're talking. That means if means I don't know, but we're going to assume it's that. And that's how they do their formulas, most of them. And you'll hear them say it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've been predicting eclipses based on patterns in the sky since Babylonian times. It's called the Soros cycle.
The Mayans.
The Soros cycle. That's how Mr. Eclipse predicts, quote unquote, predicts the eclipses for NASA. NASA doesn't even take credit for predicting the eclipse. They go to Mr. Eclipse, who's this old guy who references old ancient ephemerises, the canons, which is a written text. If you look into it, go to the website and you dig into where they get that from. It's from ancient written texts. That's how they know when the eclipses are going to happen. And that's the information they publish. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It is. So, anything else from you tonight? I hope we gave you a little bit. Hey, you know what? I will suggest you this.
That's fine.
If you want to get some...
I got something else for you.
Okay, what's that?
You on? Oh, well, I could let you finish that. Well, what really helped to cast doubt or to solidify the plane that I'm on is working on microwaves. I don't usually work on them that we would have to overcome like the hump that doesn't exist, but the longer ones aren't physically possible, and the construction drawings that I use all reference 1 AMSL, meaning sea level. There's not a region's sea level. It's 1. There is only 1. So just that the basics of that doesn't work. If you got anybody out there wants to just look into microwaves and how it works, it has to be direct line of sight. You have to actually be a direct path to have it work.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Anything gets in the way, it doesn't work. If anything gets in the way.
Yeah, that's actually, FECOR did that. We just did a microwave test, a long distance microwave test, and it failed because we weren't able to get a signal connection because something was in the way. Something.
I swear it was not my TV dinner I was trying.
So that test is still to be continued, but yeah, we definitely had a powerful enough signal to break the record, but the line of sight was blocked by something. We're not sure what yet, but yeah, you definitely have to have a direct line of sight. And actually, if you look up the world record point-to-point microwave transmission test, that debunks the globe. I don't know if you've seen it.
Over 100 miles.
Yeah, it debunks the globe.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was over 100 miles.
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, we appreciate your call. I'll get one more caller in before we go to our next break.
Take care. I'm going to go back to
please
listening.
All
right.
Call in again.
Thanks for calling.
Hey, if you want to hear somebody babble on about technical stuff, Zulu's got a great show on Saturday nights called Night School. Ramble on about all kinds of crap. I plugged it for you, Zulu.
Also, Bob did a great presentation at Flattoberfest where he talks about all that stuff. He talks about the inverse square law of light and how the distances that they give us, we should just not be able to see these things. It doesn't matter how big they say it is. It just shouldn't work because the distances are ridiculous. They're just too far away. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. Shouldn't even see it.
All right. Well, thanks for calling. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. We got time maybe for one more call, maybe 2. We'll see. I am going to Canada. I don't care what they say. This is Canada. 905, you're on the air. What do you got for Karen?
Well, hello, Karen, Brian, Mark. So you guys are going to blame... yeah, you're not blaming it, but the mainstream is blaming space grease on Canada.
On the on the Canadarm.
I blame
maple syrup.
The Canadarm is leaking space grease, and it's contaminating the spacesuits. And it was the spacewalk that the women did. So the women are wrestling in grease in space, basically, is what they're telling me.
Oh, that's a good visualization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
wow,
as you know, I didn't get to go to.
Picture.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to Flattoberfest, but I watched a lot of your stream, Karen.
Excellent.
And I caught most of Bob's, Josh Swift, Josh Swift, Joshua Swift.
Yes.
Most of Rob Skiva's and some of the bands, and it was great, and I really wish I was there. But would you maybe consider? And I know Flattoberfest is a great name, but switching it to a time that's a little further away from the conference, so people aren't overloaded or can possibly do both.
Well, yeah,
Like
I mean,
a flat
I don't know.
Day.
You
Maybe
mean
we could.
Springtoberfest?
Well, I
that
just
doesn't
thinking,
really work.
Christmas in July, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll have to think about it. I mean, we have a whole year. It's like
I'm
it's
thinking
funny because
summer.
before the night
I
was even
got it.
over,
I got it. Flat break.
I had people asking me if we're going to do it again next year, and I was like, but this day's not even over yet. I can't think about doing another one yet. I mean, it was.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But it
People
was
want
great
it,
though
Aaron.
that
You're
people were
awesome.
very enthusiastic about it. I love that. I love that, and I love that everybody had such a great time. But we might maybe make it earlier in the month, maybe at the beginning of October instead of towards the middle.
All of October sucks.
All of October sucks. Well, I don't know.
Well,
what to
only
tell.
for me.
It's syrup harvest time up there, probably in October. So
We should do it in the spring too. Let's do 2 of them.
You know what? I have considered doing one in the spring. My idea was to do one that was based around the actual New Year, not the New Year in the middle of the dead of winter that they tell us the New Year is, but the actual real New Year, like the beginning of spring. To have a flat Earth event then, which would then you could have focus on like the false calendar and the way that they screwed up the timelines.
I got an idea.
What?
I have an idea. Be warned. Why don't we do a
Great.
spring one, like say up in New York, Zulu, and then you still do the fall one around October down south? I'm just giving you the thought out there. Why not do 2? You have the people supported, evidently.
Yeah. Do it closer to me so I don't have to drive so far.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Zulu. You
Well,
put
New
one
York
on
is also
Karen
expensive.
does one in the fall.
New York's an
That's true.
expensive area.
You know what?
to do stuff.
Let's go to like
Yes,
Kansas
and it's the
or
communist state of New York.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's
You can't
a
bring our
Niagara
guns.
Falls in New York.
No, can't do that because I'll bring a barrel and I want to try to go over the falls. I know I will. That's why I got to stay away
He
from
just
it. I'll
wants
try.
He can get to the conference by going over the barrel in the falls, or going over the falls in the barrel.
That'd be a great opener to the conference.
That would be, and I would do it because I'm. All right, Ginger.
Hey, the school teacher survived. You can too, Brian.
Yes, I can survive anything. I think.
I think so
That
too.
must have been a good barrel.
All right. Anything else, Ginger?
Man. No, just it was a great stream from everything I watched, Karen, and I really wish I could have been there.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing Jaren's. Yeah, thanks for covering me while I've been without internet. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't stream last night though. I got lazy last night, but I had a house full of guests. I had Mark Sargent.
I'm back, so.
I had Mark Sargent here, and he's very high maintenance. So.
No.
He's extremely high maintenance.
That could be an understatement.
And you know what? Maybe we'll talk about his high maintenance at the last part of the show. That might be an interesting call. Yes. Get all the scoop on Mark Sargent.
I'll talk to you.
Have a good one, Ginger.
I'll talk to you guys later. Love y'all. Bye.
Love you, Ginger. Peace.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes.
I
You know what?
should
We're
have
going to
said
take this
peace
next
and Canadian
call.
grease.
That was the longest consecutive time period I'd spent with Mark Sargent ever, by the way. Was this
sorry.
weekend. I actually had a great time. He's fun. Mark is actually lots of fun. He's fun to mess with. And he gives great foot rubs.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
I'm pissy. I didn't get a foot rub.
So-
What the hell?
You know what? I'm going to settle the listeners' questions. I'm going to put it out here. Tell me the weirdest thing that Mark did this weekend that you saw him do.
Okay, I have to think about that. The weirdest thing that Mark did this weekend?
That Mark does, yeah. You know, a pet
I'll
little
have to
thing
think
or a
about that.
COD thing or something that he does.
He's got major OCD. Like, he's like the cleaning crew. When we were getting ready to leave the Airbnb, he was cleaning everything up and including like emptying the trash. I'm like, you're going to empty the trash too? I'm like, you don't leave anything for the cleaning crew? And he just looks at me and I said, "Are you the cleaning crew?"
Well, that's nice of him. I guess that's nice of him.
Yeah, but then he gets
So
to
what
my
you're
house
saying-
and he just sits on his rump the whole time, doesn't do anything. I don't get it.
Well, maybe you should have told him you have a cleaning crew coming in, and he would have cleaned your house for you, and you don't have them come in.
Yeah, I said I should have been like, "Where's the cleaning?"
Yeah. You know what? If I see him in Dallas, I'm going to follow him and just throw paper wrappers on the ground behind him, see if he picks them up. Oh, there's our break. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the other half of our show.
Indeed.
Maybe we'll get more scoops on Mark. Yes.
Truth Frequency Radio is your number one. Wherever you are, make it Truth Frequency Radio.
Major Kong. Major Kong. Primary target the ICBM complex at Laputa. Switch all receiver circuits to CRM discriminators. What's cooking on the threat board? Nothing. Alright, tell you what you better do, old buddy. You better give Elmo and Charlie a flash and bump everything up to condition red and stand by the floor on your bed. Major Kong. Major Kong. Hey, what about Major Kong?
Clear and plain and coming through fine.
What about
It's great to be fine.
What about Major What's happened? You see the string in my leg, Scotty. What about Major Kong? I never told you. Hey, what about Major Kong?
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4. And today's a call-in show. 213-233-3998. If you want to call in, have a chit-chat with us. It's me, Zulu1, and Brian, a.k.a. Master Gunner.
I've got control of the board, and I'm going to jump a call real quick. This call keeps... I got to jump to this call.
I was going to say...
It comes in and drops.
I was just getting called on my cell phone by somebody, and it's probably the same person whose call you're going to take, I'm assuming.
Maybe. Let's find out. Hello, you're on the Anti-Mark Sargent show. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, and welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Really? Does anybody use Verizon still, really?
Hi, guys. I just landed.
Wow, you sounded exactly like tech support.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did. It was
pretty
perfect.
good. You're getting good with that.
Good
How was your flight, sweetheart?
For English, press 1. Habla Español, para dos. The flight was good. It was nonstop, 5 hours, and I'm in SeaTac waiting for my bag, and then I grab a shuttle, head up to Whidbey Island, and crash. I am super tired.
Oh,
nice.
But,
how long does
I know.
it take to get home from the airport?
About an hour and a half. That includes the ferry. So like 45, 50 minutes to the boat, and then another 30 minutes, and then I'm home. It's not bad. I mean, come on, compared to a 5-hour flight.
No, that's not bad.
And thank you, by the way, for checking on me, sweetheart. Yes, we did leave at 4:50. But I got an exit row at the last minute, and slept as much as I could, and just kind of relaxed on the way home. So how's the show been going so far?
It's been going okay.
Well,
good.
We've been talking about you giving foot massages and whatnot.
No, we haven't. We have not been talking about that at all. Ever.
No. Whatever.
What was your favorite part of
that
the
was
weekend,
perfect.
Mark? Now that we have you on the call, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
Well, I don't want to give away spoilers before next week because, the thumbnail I was going to use was you and I in some sort of semi-intimate embrace. But my favorite part was spending time with Zulu, believe it or not.
Nice.
Yeah.
When I introduced you, that was the best part. That was the best.
That was the best part. I think you should do that in other places. I think that'd be awesome. No, I enjoyed the whole thing. I enjoyed meeting people. I loved hanging out with everybody. It's such a great community, and just love everywhere, and very, very exciting. And the turnout was good too. Like I was telling Karen, it was the second biggest conference we've had outside of the FEIC. And it was spontaneous. They came to Karen. Karen didn't hunt down people. It was like, yeah, let's do a conference. And get, handed her the venue, and it was awesome. So very, very cool. Oh, you know what? No, I should change that. My favorite part had to do with racing, because as you know, or did you guys already talk about that, Zulu? That the house was the summer home.
No. I was going to let you talk about it. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's talk about it real quick. So the house was, and we figured this out, but it's not being advertised in the Airbnb, is a summer place of Big Daddy Don Gurwitz. I think it's Gurwitz. Anyway, it's like the world's most famous drag racer. He literally invented drag racing.
Sorry, I couldn't hear
part of the weekend.
Garlitz. Don
Garlitz.
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 Shows you how much I know about drag
racing.
Sorry,
couldn't.
No, it's okay.
Unmute.
Lots of people knew him, which is really, really cool. But I think I can say this, Karen, because it's fine, right? Should I talk about what was found in your magical forest?
I guess so.
Whoa, wait.
I guess so.
Whoa. I don't know where this is going. Tube strike. Hold on.
What?
What?
Why? Well, get your mind out of the gutter.
Dude,
We live
come
in
on.
the gutter.
Have we met? We met.
What? I wasn't going to say something weird like my virginity
I
or
know.
something like that.
I know. Just the magical forest. That's all. That's all I got to say.
The magical forest.
Yeah,
Bob,
that's right.
Bob's
Mark,
wife, Cammy.
Mark took his first trip to Karen Land also this weekend.
Yes, Karen Land is a magical place, truly. And now I have proof. Okay, so get this. Conjured out of nowhere, Cammy is walking around the forest, which is Karen Land, and she spots a tree, otherwise known as Sweetheart Tree. You know where you carve in your initials, like Zulu and Mark with a big heart around it, with an arrow through it. People have been doing that forever, right? Well,
right.
Cammy found one, and guess what this one said, right? And I couldn't make this up if I tried. Literally, this is weird. It says Dale Earnhardt plus the initials of his first wife, LB plus E, because he was going to marry her, October 1967, the year before he married her.
Really?
Yeah. I couldn't make that up if I tried.
I didn't know
Absolutely
this.
Bizarre.
That's because it was
we
just
found
discovered this weekend by Cammy. She found it. And then they started digging into it and found out like the initials of his first wife. And apparently it looks like Dale Earnhardt carved his name and the initials of his first wife into this old ironwood tree down in my woods.
It would have been his height.
I bet you he would
Oh,
love
dude,
to have
I'm
that
already,
tree.
I'm already.
Mark
on top
was
of that.
already on it. He's already on it. He's already trying to sell tickets. He's already trying to sell viewing tickets to the tree on my property.
Exactly. We're gonna get a velvet rope set
I'll
up.
pay.
People are gonna be paying $10 a head. Kids get in half price. There's gonna be like a snack shack, a beverage cart. It's gonna be great. No, seriously. I mean,
That's awesome.
Dale Earnhardt Sr. died on the racetrack back, some years ago. But his sons both race, and his first wife is still alive. And so what I did was I wrote to the Dale Earnhardt fan club and foundation, and one of them wrote me back already and said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to come over and get a photo." So we'll have to see, what else.
Oh my God, they're already
I'm sure
responding.
This thing would get. Oh yeah, I knew they would. Are you kidding?
Wow.
This is like finding the next best thing to Dale Earnhardt's love letters from high school. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
So how fun is
me being a
I know.
NASCAR fan?
I mean, where I live is right
awesome.
where NASCAR got its start. This is the area,
Yeah.
so.
So even
Oh,
though
yeah.
so that's what I was
Dale
going
was
to say.
my guy. When he died, I stopped watching NASCAR. It took it out of me. It crushed me. I was so into it. I loved Dale. The gargoyles, everything. He was just a man. And he died, and I was like, I can't watch anymore. Yeah, terrible.
So
But I'm so
so
sad that I didn't see the tree, and I was there.
Well, no, there's
But
a video.
I'll
There's a
go
video.
back.
I've got a laptop. I've got a video on the laptop that Cammie shot where she's narrating it, and so it's an SX thing. I'll send it to you as soon as I get home. And plus, we have still shots, and I think this thing will actually make the news. I mean, the local affiliates will pick this up for sure. Are you kidding?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. A flat earther
This'll-
found Dale Earnhardt's heart. I like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good headline. That's nice.
Yes. Because it
But
came
yeah,
from me.
who would have thought? I mean, but again, Zulu, if you believe in Providence, so we ended up staying at the godfather of
talk
drag
about
racing.
synchronicity.
Yeah, his house accidentally. We didn't even know until because of the Wi-Fi, until we found out the Wi-Fi password, and of course all the cocaine lying around the living room, and then we find something even bigger. There could be something any bigger than that. Oh yeah, how about NASCAR's favorite shot? Prodigal son.
Yeah,
So.
and then on top of that, what was the house number? What was the house number? We don't have to give the address, but the number of the house on the street.
Oh yeah, 33.
33,
Airbnb,
of course.
Yeah, of course. And you don't get to pick. You don't get the street address until you actually reserve the house.
Yeah,
So,
we had no idea.
yeah,
We show up and it's house number 33.
Yeah, and I don't want to give away. I won't give it away on air, but also what season of the show we were talking about that's showing interest. Season 33. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was synchronicity all over the place.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, it was super fun, and I'll talk about it more, next week and stuff. But I'm gonna try to find my bag. I don't know what the heck's going on here. The thing's not moving yet. Hopefully, I still got tons of time. Anything else? Any other things are going on? Did you guys start taking callers? Was there anybody calling in?
We've taken a couple calls.
Everybody called in. Positive calls. They love the Oktoberfest.
People's time up. It's not like they call in here to hear you, Mark.
Whatever. Hey, Karen, did you put out a feeler for anybody at the conference? I should probably do that real quick, but you could also help. We're looking for Dottie's looking for someone to share a room with.
Oh, right. No, I hadn't talked about that yet. Yeah, if anybody is coming to the Dallas conference and you're looking for a roommate to share a hotel room with, we have a gal that needs a room. Dottie.
Young, very spunky, pink hair.
Bubbly.
Her name's Dottie.
Lovely.
Yep.
She's a
Super
lovely
bubbly.
girl.
I got a chance. She is a lovely girl. I had a chance to meet her at one of the Seattle meetups just recently. She's very, very nice. And so, anyway, and Dallas is shaping up to be great. As you know, Owen Benjamin. Oh, we should talk about that real quick. Owen Benjamin actually called into Jeranism.
Yes.
On TFR last night.
Yes,
How's
he
that
did.
for fun? Owen's hooked. He's freaking hooked. It's
He's so
over.
one of us.
If you're
He's so one of us.
Oh, yeah, if you're
one of us.
Yeah, if you're calling into Flat Earth shows, you're doomed.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Also, the rumor that Eddie Bravo is going. That it looks like he actually may show up. One of the band members from Dive.
I'm gonna have to quit my job.
No.
Killing me.
I'm sorry, Zulu. I don't want to rub it in. One of the band members from Dive looks like he may be showing up, and of course, we're still waiting to see if Alex Jones is.
What about Eddie Bravo?
pony
I
up.
heard there's a chance that Eddie Bravo could show up. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
I've heard a rumor that Eddie's might make it.
Yes, that's who
Why
I'm
wouldn't
looking
he,
forward
at
to.
this point?
Yeah, he should.
He should. Absolutely. And I'll put feelers out to anybody else. But yeah, should be fun. Anyway, all right.
Mark.
That's it.
Well, this is a call-in show.
Yeah, I know. Shut the hell up.
FE20 has to be on the East Coast. Has to be closer. Can't miss that one.
Yeah. Let's do it in Seattle. Oh, by the way, I know we still have one week left, but don't forget, anyone that doesn't know, Seattle, the rumor is Seattle's going to be staged for a big false flag attack on November 3rd. So please think good thoughts for me on November 3rd. Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to do it on November 3rd. That's when the clocks turn back. Because that's when the clocks turn back, and no one's going to have the right time. Can't set a bomb before when the clocks turn back. My gosh.
That's true. That's true.
That's not a bad idea.
Government employees aren't equipped enough to pull off a false flag during time change day, so I would agree with that. You're probably
not.
So, yeah. What can I tell
All
you?
right.
Anyway, guys, thank you for holding down the fort, and I will. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll call you guys later after the fact. I probably won't. Well, I know I won't get home in time for after hours, but you guys have a lot of fun.
All right.
Alrighty.
Goodbye.
Glad you made it back safe, darling.
Thanks for calling. We appreciate it.
Oh, look at that. He's gone.
Thank you, sweetheart. And by the way, the other sweetheart, I mean Zulu. Zula, you and I, we're going to hook up, okay?
Whoa.
Okay.
How romantic, baby.
Okay. He's gone. All right. Well, he took a lot of time up, but let's go quickly to the call board because we're filling up. Let's go to 864. 864, you're on with Karen.
Jack. Thanks, Carolyn.
I like that. I like that opening better. That's a better opening.
She's awesome.
That was hilarious.
Love y'all. Actually, it's not awesome. It's awful because she's full of awe.
Aww.
Thank you.
Good try. Good save.
Blacktoberfest sucks, and you should have never had it. And anyone who went, you guys got suckered. Blah blah blah. No, it was amazing. There was no big hiccups. Everything went smoothly. Everybody had a great time. Everybody was encouraged by it and wants to do it again next year. And
I definitely do.
And I'm sorry, but our Canadian friend is going to have to suck it up because we had it at the perfect time. It was right between Amsterdam and the big conference, and I think it was perfect.
And I mean, come on, Blacktoberfest, it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know that we can, if we change the month, we're going to have to change the event completely. I mean, if we want to keep it Blacktoberfest, it's got to stay in October. I don't think we should change it. I think it worked really well.
You shouldn't. You should just add one in the spring also.
Just do another one. Some crazy person told me that I should do these things every 3 months, and that person is tripping. I'm just going to say there's no way that you could organize something like this every 3 months.
The people that want these events every 3 months, then they should put on an event, and somebody else should put on an event, and then we wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, exactly.
We whipped it together. We lived together in a month and a half, so they have another at least 4 months to plan for, the beginning of the Gregorian state calendar year. And then a few months later, we can have a New Year celebration somewhere else, the real one.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right.
I like that.
And by the way, I went to that address, and I'm not going to give any more information either, but it was funny how the
the address was hidden, and but 33 was exposed. So, hidden and exposed, but, we won't get into that. But anyway, I really enjoyed it, and we stayed up till crack dawn 2 nights in a row. I didn't get home till 6 o'clock in the morning both nights, and it was amazing to hang out with Critical Inception and hanging out with Scuba Dracula and hanging out with Josh from Authentic Intent and Zulu 1, Karen Z, and Mark Sargent, and Zulu. I'm sorry that you went home early. I missed you, and I love you.
And Brian Stavely was there. Don't forget Brian.
Love you.
Oh, yeah.
Brian was awesome.
And Brian.
And
Brian
Ace McLeod.
Brian is freaking hilarious,
Shout out to
over
Ace.
the top, man.
Ace
Shout out
McLeod,
to Ace McLeod.
also known as Strawberry Fields, was my little nickname for him.
Strawberry Fields.
But yeah, meeting Bob in person and hanging out with Tammy again and Zach from Good Times for All. And Rob, listen, you all people that you want to call these shill names and you want to call these Asian names and all this other stuff, meet these people. Quit making accusations over videos when you don't know these people. These people are real. They're legit. And if you want to call me a shill for it, so be it.
I'll call a shill and anyone who's trying to divide our community of people that are genuinely having the love of the truth. That's our brothers and sisters. We're family. So anyone that's like that can just go sit on attack.
That's right. They can take a long walk off a short pier, as my grandma used to say.
And Brian, I wish you were there. I wish you were there. Are you making it to Texas for the big event?
Yes.
Yes.
I will be in Dallas.
Awesome. I cannot wait to
Me and
shake
the wife
your hand.
will be in Dallas.
I can't wait to shake your hand, and I'm probably going to sneak in a hug too. But yeah, can't wait. Coming.
He gives great hugs.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right, y'all take care. Have a good night.
Love y'all.
All right, have
right.
a good one, Jack.
Love you guys.
Good night. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Jack and Carolyn they're one of my favorite Flat Earth couples. There's Bob and Cammie, and there's David and Paige, and there's Jack and Carolyn. Those
All
are
right,
my
I'm going to take
top
the next
three.
call real quick. So we're going to go to 818. You got about 5 minutes. What you got?
Great. Karen, it's Dan the Waterman. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good. I've had a hard time connecting with you over the months. I just wanted to say hi. And just really thank you for having everyone over and being yourself and being open-hearted and against all, against the grain we go, and we fight harder and harder to be ourselves. And I just appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate what you've done lately by going on the Brian show. And I appreciate Brian adding diversity to our lives instead of keeping us stuck in the same stuff. And Zulu, you listening?
He should be.
Zulu.
He should be.
Yeah,
He is.
sorry.
mistake.
Couldn't hit the mute good enough. Total rookie mistake.
I thank you for taking one for the team. I warned you. I tried to tell you, right? I tried to tell you. So that's it. I told you so.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for those kind words, Dan. And good job on the video that you did with Shelley and Wendell on the Jubilee Flat Earthers versus Scientists. Can we trust science?
I learned something on that. I learned that if I get to 1 in 100, that 1% is pretty good. It seems like 1% is crappy, but when you get into big numbers, 1% would be really good as far as a conversion rate or to get somebody's attention. So that shocked me. That's what I learned from that a great deal, is that just 1% of it, isn't that bad a deal. And the only thing that's really kept me going over the years here is I used to be a Macintosh person. And everyone used to go, why would you do that? Why would you have a Mac? And so I've kind of always been 1 in 10. So being 1 in 100
doesn't bother me, even though it's really probably closer to 1 in 1,000. I'm still happy to be here, and I appreciate you all.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Take care,
All right.
Brian.
Have a good night,
Have a
man.
good night.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye. Sure.
Later.
Okay, so we got 2 minutes for the show, and I've had a request to answer a question from last week's show. Because Mark never listens to my chat
What's
during
the
his
question?
show.
What's the question?
So Nathan Fowler asked if I've ever known any airborne rangers who were Halo skydivers. And I'm going to say no, I don't know any airborne rangers that were Halo. However, I do know SEALs and Delta Force guys that were. And I haven't talked to them in a while, so I've never asked them about what they see up there. But I can tell you what their answer would be is they don't pay attention to the horizon. They kind of pay attention to what's coming up at them, the ground.
Right.
But I've reached out. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of any of them because it was a great question because I do know some Halo. Oh, if anybody doesn't know what Halo means, that's high altitude opening. You know, but for the listeners, because we're going get ready to go to a break, so they jump from really, really, really high with oxygen mask and all that. I reached out, see if they get back with me. They could be on missions or something. I don't know, but I'll wait for the answers back on that. I'm gonna see if I can get a Halo diver to answer that question more. So there, I answered Nathan's question. So his questions do get answered within a week.
It would be cool to talk to one to see if they've seen anything interesting. I would like that.
I have a couple friends that are still SEALs, and I'm trying to get a hold of them. It's kind of hard to get a hold of them sometimes, you know. So we'll see. And then let's see, we got a minute till the break. So before we go to break, first of all, we're going into the last half of the last quarter of the show. So to call in, 213-233-3998. And we want to hear about Flattoberfest.
Everybody called Paul on the Plains show about Flattoberfest because Rob Skiba was there.
Well, Rob has that effect. I mean, let's be honest. Wherever Rob is where the people go.
Oh, yeah. True. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Got it.
I'm going to Dallas.
There were a lot of people there just to see Rob.
I'm going to Dallas, and my wife is going with me. And the only reason why my wife is going with me to Dallas is to meet Rob Skiba. I know this. She might not admit it, but I know that's a fact.
Yeah.
So, Rob is the man. Now, my wife's been a big Rob Skiba, and before Flat Earth. So, but there's a commercial. We'll be back for the last quarter. We will try to get all the calls in. Hold on.
Yay.
Yay.
Blah, blah, blah.
I want to hear more about Facebook Robs.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. TLR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 404. Are you still awake? Are you still out there? Do we still have callers on the line?
Oh, yes. We have
213-233-3998 if you want to call in and talk to myself and Brian and possibly Zulu if he can take himself off the mute button.
Sorry, I'm here.
All right, let's jump over to 951.
Hey, what's up, guys?
There he is. How's it going?
What up?
What's up, Brian? What's up, Josh? How's it going, Karen?
Hey, Josh. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm glad that October or Flattoberfest or whatever it was really cool out there. Like, how many people ended up showing up, like, overall?
It was about right around 200, I think. I know we sold about 150 tickets pre-sale, and a bunch of people bought tickets at the door. So I think after it was all said and done, we ended up with about 200 people there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty good turnout. Pretty good turnout, yeah, for sure. I was very pleased. I saw a lot of people talking and meeting, and it was great. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I caught a couple of the different times. I was really busy this weekend, and I caught a couple times when Zulu was streaming. But,
yeah. I was hiding out when they were streaming because it was really late and I had business to attend to in the morning. Yes, I was. Most of the time I was gone. If you watch those streams, I was
going to
not
say
in
this.
them.
Well, no, hold on. I will say this, and Zulu learned his lesson. So anybody's going to out there and stream when there's a party going on or something, do me a favor. Turn the camera to where the people are so we can hear them and see them. I saw you walking around. So I saw you walking around that counter, Karen. I caught a little bit of the stream.
Yeah, but it was not very much. I guarantee you the one part you saw is probably the one part where I was there. I totally disappeared and went and fell asleep upstairs.
I was reading something earlier about YouTube, and apparently YouTube, according to Forbes, could now be the new History Channel.
The new History Channel.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, like the title of the article is "The New History Channel is YouTube, but can we trust the experts?"
No.
It's not a bad article.
No.
Well, when they refer to experts, are they referring to people who make YouTube videos or?
Yeah, they reference them. Like, it's really weird. This article is kind of all over the place.
Well, I'm going to chime in real quick. So
I'll send you guys
here's
a
the problem
link
you have
to
with
it.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, put the link in the chat.
The YouTube being history is one problem, and that's what's going on currently, and actually I think came out today, is YouTube is hiding channels, for lack of a better word, as you all know. It's been talked about many times, but they've actually done it to what's her name from Hawaii that's running for president, Democrat. They've been blocking her stuff.
Somebody who's not even a conspiracy person?
Well, no, because Hillary called her a Russian agent. I don't know, Democrats, whatever. But the point is, I mean, whether you agree with her or not, I don't agree with any Democrat, honestly. But they're blocking her too. And what would I? Oh, I know where I heard from. Steven Crowder did a thing today on it because they've been blocking his stuff, and they've been blocking their ads and whatnot at specific times. So there's lawsuits about to be formed, and she's suing Google and whatnot. So the problem is YouTube could be a history channel just because they're recording everything that we have. But the problem is getting to the content. So if we get to the point where they can select, well, I don't want no flat Earth videos, for example, to be seen by people, it's not really history because you're losing part of the culture that they determine what they want there. Because what do they say? History is written by those that win, right?
Yeah, it's a set of lies agreed upon.
Absolutely. And it's their company. They can run it however they want. So they could definitely shut you
agreed
down.
upon by the winners.
You know,
they can run it how they want if they're honest about it. If they're honest about it, saying, we're going to run it this way. The problem is they're still falling under, we don't edit, we're not a publisher, they're just a, what do they call it? Whatever they call it. But they have a tax thing and everything else because they don't edit, but now they're editing. So, yeah. It's deceiving.
Well, nothing is what it's supposed to be now, man.
Yes.
Nothing.
Because we all know stars spin in circles in space. And space grease.
Yeah.
Space grease. Right.
Space grease. Oh my god!
It's maple
I couldn't believe
syrup.
that.
It's Canadian maple syrup. That's what they use.
Canadian maple syrup
guess-
to
Yes.
to
lube the arm.
to lubricate the arm.
To lube the arm, eh?
Dude, I saw a video one time where somebody actually poured maple syrup into a gas engine, into an engine, to see how long it would run for. Like, it didn't run for very long. It ran for, I don't know, maybe like a half hour or so.
Did it really last that long? Because usually what sugar does to that's not usually good.
Yeah,
Well, it depends.
Dude,
Because
I'll send you
sugar
the
will
video.
actually settle at the bottom of the tank. And but the syrup, because it's still liquid form, will mix in and it'll gum up the filter, possibly the injectors. Yeah, you're right. You won't get that long. That people do that to other people just to be mischievous. Rotten bastards.
Yes. Anything else, Josh? I gotta try to get all those calls in before we end the show here.
Yeah, dude, I'm done. I was just calling in and say what was up to you guys. But I'll talk to you guys after the show.
All right, later.
Have a good one.
All right, peace out, Josh. Later.
Yeah, and shout out to Scuba Dracula for making it down to Flatoberfest. He's hardcore. He was in Amsterdam a couple of weeks ago.
cool.
That's where we first met him, and then he also drove down to attend Flatoberfest, so that was really cool. And then he also did some street activism with some of the other people that were there. So
cool.
Steve Finneran.
yeah, Steve Finneran showed up with his friend. That was really awesome. There was actually a lot of people there from my Discord server that showed up. So that's really cool. I run that Discord server, Flat Earth Reality, where if you join, you can join voice chats and share information with a bunch of other Flat Earthers. It's a really cool platform, and a bunch of people from Discord showed up to the event. So that was really cool. I appreciate everybody showing up. And I also met All People, Free People, Dave from Washington.
I missed him.
Yeah, he was
see him.
there. I actually didn't see him. He came up to me at the end, and I'm glad he did, because I didn't even, I didn't see him the whole time. And I was really busy, so, if
sure.
other people came and tried to talk to me and I had to, kind of walk away, and I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just really busy and trying to make sure everything was running smoothly at the event, so I apologize for not having more time to talk with people there. But you know how it goes. When you're in charge of everything, it just keeps you really busy. It's just as stressful to organize one of these events as it is to speak at one. It might even be more stressful to be the organizer than it is to be the speaker. Because if you're a speaker, you just have to worry about your own part. You just have to worry about yourself and your time. But when you're organizing it, you got to worry about everybody and everything and all things involved. So it's actually a little bit more stressful.
Gotta be the mama bear.
Yeah, but it went really well. And again, I just was so happy to see so many people show up and introduce themselves by their YouTube handle, and and to put faces with names, and it was great. It was really great. So shout out to everybody that showed up. You guys made the event. I mean, all the speakers and stuff can show up, but there's no event without, the people attending it. They're the ones who make it. So thanks for everybody for attending.
Let's go to our next caller, which is an 803 area code.
Okay.
803, you there?
Karen B.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Me.
Dr. Law.
It's Law.
Dr. Law.
I'm using my son's phone. I'm listening to the show inside. I'm outside right now, but hey, I just wanted to shout you out, girl. You did great. It was fantastic. Flattoberfest should always stay Flattoberfest. And the people I met there. I mean, I I don't think I even listened to a presentation because I've heard it all, you know. So just want to say all the people I met, they were wonderful. I mean, it was a time of my life. It was my 50th birthday present for myself, and my kids were watching after each other while I was gone. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a better time in my life. It was great, Karen.
Awesome. That alone makes it worth it. That alone makes it worth it.
Yeah. You know,
That's awesome.
I mean, this is the first one I've been to. I should have gone to the first FEIC in Raleigh. I couldn't make it that time because it was a weekday, and I had to take care of 2 little kids at the time. They're a
Yeah.
little bit older now, and they can watch after themselves. But Zulu, is Zulu still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Yep.
Man, I tried to get
I
your
know.
attention while you were walking out. I thought you'd be back, brother. I'll
right.
see you again.
Sorry. Oh, definitely.
But,
I'm
I just
coming
wanna
next
say-
year.
All right, that's awesome. But I just want to say to everyone out there, Karen B,
I will be
Just
there
Jack,
next year.
and everyone else who was there made it. There, no words can describe the event. It was one of a kind for me, the first, and definitely not going to be the last. But I want to shout out to Carolyn too, Jack's wife.
Yes.
She's the best host there. You know, she welcomed everyone, and her kids took care of the T-shirts for her. It was great. But Brian, also shout out to you, man, for hosting the show. This is a Karen B show now, right?
Yes, it is. Yes,
It is today.
Sometimes we might have
Well,
a
Sergeant
guest.
Mark
What's
is,
his name? Oh, Mark Sargent.
Sergeant Mark was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It was awesome. It was great, guys. I
He is
can't wait
cool.
to see you guys soon. Yeah, he is. But I didn't want to take up much of your time. But to anyone else out there wondering, I just want to say it was everything you can imagine and more. Shout out to Karen.
Whoa,
B.
because I
Love you, girl.
I can imagine a lot.
More than words can say, Brian. You guys take care. This is a great show today.
Thank you,
Have a good
Dr.
one. Every
Law.
day. No worries. Hey, Karen,
Peace out.
let everyone know at the next Flattoberfest, I will bring a table and I'll adjust everyone's back.
Oh,
you.
snap. Back adjustments from
Crackle and
Dr. Law.
pop.
Will you make my back flat?
Sign me up.
No, we got to put a curve in the
Nice.
back. The land and the seas are flat, bro.
Oh, okay. The back is supposed to be curved.
That's right.
Oh, man.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Great talking to you guys. Yep, you too. And
All
I'll
right.
send you some pictures, okay, Karen? I just got to
Yes.
recover from this Flattoberfest.
Yeah. Send me everything that
Oh,
you got.
Did you put them in the Discord,
Okay,
right?
I will.
You put them in there?
I don't know if Dr. Law is
Awesome.
in Discord.
I don't know how to
Oh,
do
I
all that
forget.
stuff, you know.
No,
I
just
will
text it to
eventually.
me. Just text it to me.
Okay,
That's cool. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I didn't. I didn't get that many, but yeah, it's enough for us, I guess.
Yeah,
And,
that's
I'll
the
take
other
more
thing.
next time.
Yeah, my phone was preoccupied the whole time by holding up the stream on my channel of the event, so I didn't
Right.
get to take any pictures because my camera and my phone were being used to stream Flattoberfest on my channel. So anybody out there who's got pictures, please send them to me somehow, some way. If you're on Discord,
Yeah,
send them to me on Discord.
especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Sorry. Especially in the beginning when it was a full house. It was a full house, Karen. It's at least 200 people there. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, there was a good amount of people there. Yeah, it was great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You guys have a
Awesome.
good one. Yep.
Too.
Alrighty.
Thanks for calling.
Talk to you later.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
You're the man.
Good
Bye.
night.
Awesome.
All right.
That makes
Awesome.
me happy. I really like
Sound
Dr.
like
Law. I've met him a few times. He joins us for our local meetups here in the Carolinas. He joins us for some street activism. Dr. Law is a really cool guy. He's
Cool.
a great guy. He raises his 2 sons on his own, and he drives them all over for their soccer games, their soccer championship games. He's like super dad, and he's a flat earther. And I'm going to totally
Nice.
set up a chiropractic booth at the next Flatoberfest, and Dr. Law is going to be giving out adjustments. I'm totally going to hold him to that. And I want to be first.
Yeah, that's good.
I love chiropractors. In my opinion, chiropractors are the only true healthcare professionals in mainstream Western science. In my opinion.
You know, that's good. You know, I have never had one.
They're the only ones who... Brian, you got to try it. You got to try it. There's nothing
see, I have this fear. Once you do it, you have to constantly do it. I've never done it.
It's not that you have to do it. It's not that you have to do it. It's that you want to do it because it makes you feel so good. But you don't have to.
Oh, okay. Hey, let's grab another call real quick. Time clicks away.
Okay.
So let's go to 304. 304, are you there? Do you have words of wisdom for Karen?
I am here. I do have more words of questions for Karen. Karen B, what YouTube channel may you direct us to for the conference?
Well, I streamed it on my channel, Karen B.
Okay, great. We'll have to go check that out. Zulu 1, I have a question for you. Would you punch in your YouTube bar NASA whistleblower image hoaxster and see what the top video is? And while you're doing that, Mr. Brian Burton, what would people address?
What? You got to say it again.
Whistleblower.
Whistleblower, that's
NASA whistleblower image hoaxster. HOAXSTER. And see what the top video was and how long ago it was done. What would people address letters to if they were going to write President Trump?
They're going to write
results on
President Trump?
YouTube, on Google.
No, it's funny. I have a customer that writes President Trump every day.
Oh, look at that! It's wow, interesting.
What is it, Zulu?
Well, I put it into Google, came up with 6,200 results, and it's Powerland, the video of him.
That's right.
And an interview.
Wow.
So I didn't see it. I didn't read it. NASA whistleblower image hoaxer interview.
Top result.
YouTube. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. What do you say?
Oh no, it was done 7 years ago, back in 2012. It was a very good interview he did. You gotta. Get Mark interview.
We have to give credit where credit's due. I mean, Mr. Powerland got a lot of people into flat Earth, and Mark's even said that. He's done a lot. And to answer your question, by the way, before we run out of time, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's the address to the president.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Isn't that the White House? It's the White House.
Yeah.
The White House.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
You gonna write them?
We need to. Well, it would be nice if we could get. Everybody loves a written letter. You know, mail the president a written letter of March 13th flat Earth clue, or to get 2 icebreakers and go on the 60th parallel north, 60th parallel south, and do a circumnavigation with icebreakers and measure the 2 distances. Circumnavigation. I don't know if he'd do it. Like he could send the Blue Angels to do the circumnavigation if he wanted to.
No, Blue Angels can't fly that far. Their tanks aren't that big.
Okay.
Well, they can. But yeah, no, cool. No. Why not? Why not? Flat Earthers write the president and say, hey, get someone to answer this question. It's an excellent idea, I think.
Okay, I'll send you guys off. Thank you for taking my call. And shout out to the Peanut Gallery, wherever she is. I haven't heard her quotes tonight.
I think the Peanut Gallery is a figment of Mark's imagination. And when he's not here,
I just thought the Peanut Gallery
I'm
didn't
just
like
saying.
I don't think
Well,
the
we know
Peanut
that.
Gallery liked
And if I see that, you know what? If I see that Peanut Gallery in Dallas, be peanut butter. I'm telling you. Bad
Yowzer.
jokes. All right. Hey, you have a good night, man.
Night.
Good night. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Dad jokes
Bye-bye.
for the win.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, we got a couple minutes left, so I want to use these last couple of minutes. So, Flattoberfest was a big success, sounds like.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
You have to start planning the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to start
Definitely.
planning the next one. Yeah.
And let's
Maybe
not forget,
after conference
about-
season. After the conference season ends, and we'll start
Yes.
planning it. We'll take a couple months off.
Speaking of conference season, we have less than 4 weeks, I believe, if my math is right, before with the Dallas conference coming up.
Yes, less than 4 weeks because it's the 22nd and Denver or Dallas is November 14th and 15th.
That's right. And I believe, I haven't checked tonight, but I think there's still some tickets available. Also, if you still want to go to Dallas, still time, although that one hotel is filled up, I know. But still, it's a good place to go because I believe you're going to be speaking there, aren't you, Karen, this year?
No, I am not speaking there this year.
You're not going to drop your notes and get the bombshells. I hear Mark's going to speak this year. Hopefully he'll be there, right?
Mark is going to speak. Yes, he's going to open.
Yes. Rob Skiba. Look, everybody's going to be there, including Owen Benjamin's going to be doing a 2-hour show at night.
Yes.
It's going to be a well worth adventure to be there. Even if you have to
Yes.
quit your job, Zulu.
I might have to.
Don't be a bad influence there,
what's
Brian.
The website, I can never remember the actual website. What is it? FEIC?
He's got it by year, FEIC 2019, but then he also has it just Flat Earth Conference. So you could just go to flatearthconference.com and get your tickets, information, see schedule, blah, 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 all that stuff.
Thank you for
that. And there may be some VIP tickets still left. Last I heard, there was a few left, so probably not a lot left as far as that goes. So if you want a VIP ticket, you should go do that. But yeah, and show up because there's gonna be a lot of great people there.
And I think and you know what? Even the people are going to be there that aren't speaking are still going to be a lot of people that you can mingle with in the lobby. There is less than 20 tickets left for VIP. Just so, if you want to get the VIP tickets, get in there. They're still general admission tickets, of course. I think it's going to be a fun time. Lots of people will be there. Lots of media. I think it's going to hit the media this year more than it did last time.
Yes.
They've been probing for it, especially after the documentaries and everything else that's come out.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be a good time.
And there's going to be a lot of
so we have about
some bigger names there, like you said, Owen Benjamin, possibly rumors of Eddie Bravo, maybe Alex Jones. I sincerely hope not.
This is the third one. No, I hope he does come. I'd like to see him. It's a third one, so they get bigger and bigger, and more people are going to start showing up. But we got less than a minute left. Zulu, do you have anything?
Yes, remember Saturday night school with me and Brian Burton. There, I did it.
That's why I plugged it earlier. Yeah. Plugged your show.
I never remember.
Yay!
Sorry. No, it was just awesome going down there, seeing everybody. Had a great time. Everybody was cool. I love doing the show with you guys tonight. And thanks. I love it.
Cool. Karen, last remarks. Quickly.
Go get your tickets for FEIC 2019. Come see us in Dallas. It's the last big conference of the year. And thanks for everybody that showed up to Flattoberfest. I love you guys for the support.
Cool. And tune in next week. Mark Sargent will be back on. So
yeah, the Sarge will be back next week.
Same flat time, same flat channel. Y'all have a good night.